Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to dual boot Linux Mint and Windows system. So dual booting the Linux Mint in both Windows 11 and Windows 10 is pretty much same. So if you watch this video until the end, then you'll know the process of dual booting this Linux Mint system onto the Windows. So before beginning, let me talk about the Linux Mint at first. Linux Mint is a community-driven Linux distribution based on Ubuntu, bundled with a variety of free and open source applications. So its initial release was made on August 27, 2006. So after the 16 years, it is also going pretty well, and it is recommended as the one of the top distributions for the beginners. Before starting the video, please don't forget to subscribe, and after that hit the bell icon so that you are connected with me, and it means a lot to me. So now let's leave this here and let's start the process. So to dual boot the Linux Mint with the Windows system, first of all we need a few things. The first thing is the ISO file of the Linux Mint. So to download the ISO file of the Linux Mint, you need to go through this link. I'll give this link in the description box, so you can just copy it from there. And in the download section of Linux Mint, you'll find a couple of editions of Linux Mint. The first one is Cinnamon edition, the another one is Mate edition, and the last edition is XFCE edition, which is a lightweight desktop environment. So among these three editions, the most trending one is Cinnamon edition, and it is one of the popular version of a Linux Mint. It is silk, beautiful, and full of new features. So I always recommend you to download the Cinnamon edition. So to download it, you just need to click on download section, and after that you will find this information section here. And to download it, you just click on this 64-bit torrent download. So the download will be started after this. So after downloading the ISO file of the Linux Mint, we need to download the software called Rufus to make the USB bootable. So to download the Rufus, you need to go to the link. So I'll give this link on the description box, so you can just copy it from there, or you can just search Rufus and you'll get this link. So down here you'll find this download section. Just click on this option called Rufus 3.20 and download will be started. So after downloading the ISO file of Linux Mint and the Rufus, you need to open your download folder and run the Rufus as the administrator. So here we go, this is the interface of the Rufus. So now you need to choose your pen drive or USB drive to make it bootable, and choose the ISO file of the Linux Mint from here. So now there is no reason to make any changes right here, so you can just click on start and OK. So here we go. So it may take a while. So after things are done, you just need to close this Rufus interface. So now let me open the disk management to show you in which partition I'm going to install the Linux Mint. So this is my Windows 11 system with which I'm going to dual boot the Linux Mint system. So to open the disk management, open the file explorer and click on somewhere option, and you'll find this manage option here. So viewing the disk management will give you the clear view about the partition where the Windows is installed and which is the unallocated space, so that you can install the Linux Mint onto that unallocated space to make the installation easier. So let me show you here. These three are the partitions of Windows, so we are not going to mess with these partitions. So if you mess with this partition, then it may create a lot of problem for you. So these are the Windows partition, and we are going to leave them as it is during the installation. So this is the unallocated space where I'm going to install my Linux Mint system. So if you don't have this unallocated space, then you can shrink the volume from this partition and create the unallocated space to install the Linux Mint. So for now, I'm not going to create any partition. I'm just going to leave this unallocated space as it is, and during the installation, I'm going to create a whole new partition to install the Linux Mint. So let's leave this here and let's restart the PC to get inside the boot menu. Open the boot menu with the boot setup key, and you need to choose your bootable USB drive from the boot menu. So choose the first option to start the Linux Mint. So once the Linux Mint is loaded, choose to install the Linux Mint. So now you need to choose the language you want during the installation and continue. Choose your keyboard layout, and you can check your keyboard layout down here. and that's it to do. So now choose to install the multimedia codecs. So it is required to play some video formats and to properly render some website. So now you will see the couple of options here in the installation type section. So we are going to create our own partition and install Linux Mint onto that. So we are not going to choose the first option to erase and install Linux Mint. Since we are dual booting this system, choose the something else option and click on continue. So this is the partition table of your hard drive. You can see this here. So these three are the Windows partition with which we are not going to make any changes, which I have just shown you before in the disk management. And down here you can find this unallocated space or free space in which we are going to install our Linux Mint system. So basically we are going to create two partitions, one for the swap area and another for the root directory. So let's create the first partition for the swap area. So to create a partition, click on this plus sign and let's create a swap area of 8000 MB. So let me explain you about the swap area. So swap area acts as the virtual memory to enhance the system performance. So you must have the swap area. So to choose the type for the new partition, choose it logical and beginning of this disk, and you can choose the options and you can choose here as the swap area. So that's it. So here we go, you can see this here, the swap area is created, and now we are going to create a whole new partition where we are going to install the Linux Mint system. So I'm going to take the whole size and set it to primary, beginning of this space, and use it as the ext4 journaling file system, and set the mount point to slash, which means the root directory, and just click on OK. So here we go, the things are done, and you will find this down here, a device for the bootloader installation. So there is no need to make any changes in this section. You can just leave this section as it is, and there is no reason to choose any partition or whatsoever. So make sure you choose the first option, that is your hard disk which is inside your system. So this is my hard disk which is inside my system. I'm not going to make any changes here. So after this you just need to click on install now, continue, and you can just click on continue again. Now you need to choose your location for time zone, set the username and password for your system, and you just continue after this. So here we go, the installation process is just starting, so it may take a while. So you can just grab a coffee and wait for 5 to 10 minutes. So once the installation is done, you just need to click on restart now, and now you have to remove your bootable USB drive and press the enter. So make sure to remove your bootable USB drive. So here we go, this is the group bootloader, and you can find this first option here which is written as Linux Mint. So if you choose the first option, it will open the Linux Mint, and down here you can find the Windows bootloader, or you will see this Windows recovery environment. So if you choose this option, then Windows will be loaded. So at first let me load the Windows. So it is working perfectly fine. Now let me restart the system and start the Linux Mint. So choose the first option, type your user password. So this is the welcome interface of the Linux Mint. You will see the documentation and these options here. You can just close it for now. And this is the Linux Mint Cinnamon. This is how it looks. And let me open the terminal and let me show you the partition. So for that, type sudo lsblk, type your user password. So here we go, this is my hard disk which is inside my system, which is of 122 gigs. So you can see this here, and a lot of partitions are created within this hard disk. So first two partitions, you can see this here, these are of the Windows partition, and down here you can see these two partition. These two partition are of the Linux Mint. So first partition is swap area, which is written here, and another partition is a root partition. So in this way you can install the Linux Mint, and you can dual boot the Linux Mint system with the Windows 11 or Windows 10. So hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you find my video informative. I'll make sure this video if you like, share and subscribe my channel. See you guys in the next video. Until then, signing out.